Of course, everyone's like, yeah, the big Switch game is Breath of the Wild. It's the greatest. Get that old man out of here. Get that Mario out of here. But we're getting another one. We're getting Mario Odyssey this year, same year as Breath of the Wild. I honestly, I haven't gone back and checked. I've just asked people offhandedly. Has there been a year when we've gotten two flagship, like a Zelda and a Mario?
I don't think to this extent. Maybe you'll get like one. I'm not really on the same system. I don't believe. Right. Like if you look at like not since the N64, and even then, I think Ocarina of Time and Mario 64 were quite a bit apart.
Yeah.
But this game looks phenomenal. We got to play it at E3. We haven't really talked about it on the show, so I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is a very special game. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we found out since E3. Number one, every costume that you've seen in this game has appeared in, except for this one, which is weird, has appeared in some way in a past Mario game or a Mario spinoff.
I think Bowser's tuxedo appeared in a Master P video at some point.
Yes, that's for sure. But you see him with the sombrero here. He actually originally wore that in a cutscene in a game called Kicks, which was like a Game Boy puzzle game that you might have played in arcades. There's so much cool stuff going on here. So the main thing now is that this is the first open world Mario game in 15 years. It's got this brand new power-up mechanic, which lets you throw your hats and capture enemies, not possess. Nintendo was pretty stern about that. And you can basically jump into these massive worlds and collect things. Now, the big thing you want to collect are moons. It's sort of replacing stars or shines, which you might remember from Sunshine. And the moons, there are 30 to 50 in each world, which means these worlds are going to be huge. Like, this is going to be like a Breath of the Wild sized Mario game, which I'm incredibly excited about.
That's exactly what I was hoping for. Also, the fact that they kind of gutted it mechanically.
Yeah.
The fact that this is a modern Mario game. I love Mario. I've never been super like crazy about Mario, like just because I kind of suck at platformers. But I always like the exploration side of things. So I liked 64 and Sunshine was fun, and I mean the little planets in Galaxy were super cool. But to have this on this huge scale and to have like. Also, just the amount of strangeness going on.
Yes.
Like New Donk City compared to like that weird low poly like Mario 2 looking area with and this terrifying. There's a dinosaur and there's a spider robot. Like they're just going all over the place. And that song is so good.
It's so good. They were playing at the E3 next to our booth for 6 days, and I still loved it. There's a lot of customization in this game that I think you'll get really into, because there's like a hat store in the game that you can bring your collectibles to and your coins and trade them in and start buying costumes. And since you saw some of those like 2D areas, basically when you jump into the 2D area, you'll retain your costume and it'll be an 8-bit, kind of like in Mario Maker. So like we said, 30 to 50 moons in every level, but it doesn't pull you out when you grab one. It lets you just keep going, which I think is really smart for like a portable system, right? Because you bring this somewhere, you're playing it, you get a moon, it doesn't yank you out and throw you back to the hub world. It just lets you keep going. So you just hit the button and go into sleep, and then, you know, go about your day and come back later.
I think also just that freedom to kind of goof around, but it kind of almost being like lower stakes, you know? Like you're not going to be on some big dumb quest, you know? It's not going to be like, you've got to go fight I mean, there are boss fights and everything, but it's not like a Skyrim quest where you're like, what the hell was I doing again?
Yeah, you're like, where was I? And I'm sure if you hit start, it'll be like, oh, go kill that, you know, canary over there.
Yeah, you just found out that your ship, the Odyssey, the big hat that you go inside of, you get to decorate, right?
Yeah, so it's got this really cool thing where, like, I think when you conquer worlds or you know, defeat certain criterias, you'll get like a weird item from that world. So like if you're fighting in like fake Paris, they'll give you a little like cartoon Eiffel Tower, and you can bring it back to your ship and sort of decorate your apartment like Animal Crossing style, which I'm totally into. We had this really cool moment at E3 where, you know, every year we book our appointments with all the developers and publishers. We say, we're coming to your booth, we're gonna play your games, check it out, and then we're gonna vote on what our game of the show is. Odyssey won ours, obviously. You should go watch that video because it's really fun. But the coolest thing was we rolled 12 people deep into this appointment, and we all took turns passing around the controller, and we all had a really good time playing it. And I think the cool thing about it is that every single person who played the same area ran in a different direction and saw a different thing. So I think you're gonna have that sort of weird thing that we had with Zelda, where like Max will come in and he'll be like, oh, I went left from the Great Plain, and I got lost for like 6 hours, and I found like the ice stone god, and I'm like, I went right and fought a fire bat.
Right, and I think that especially for a portable console like this, it's disingenuous to call it a handheld. It's a portable console. And the fact that we have these like adult playground moments where we're like, have you gone to Eventide Island? You gotta check it out. Here, look at mine. And it's like bringing your copy of Nintendo Power to the playground and, you know, talking to your friends at lunchtime. Like, it's it's cool. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was just really awesome. We're really excited for it. It comes out in October, and we can't wait to see more. And thank you to Nintendo for being so nice and accommodating and letting us roll 12 people deep in there.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this segment, you might also enjoy 7 incredibly strange panels from the Mario manga published back in Nintendo Power a million years ago, or our Dream E3 announcements that really probably won't ever happen. And of course, check out Up at Noon every Thursday at noon Pacific time right here on IGN. Goodbye.